Well, that was a very entertaining game, both the football and also the off-field incident that did happen that involved all the players and coaches in the end in that massive fight with just 10 minutes to go. But we're going to start off with the footballing side. First half, we were absolutely dreadful. Swansea were all over us. They took a 3-0 lead by half-time. Started off with Joe Peru opening the scoring inside 2 minutes, and then Joe Allen, which we're going to get on into in just a moment's time, getting the second. And I can't remember who scored the third, but it was really bad defending from a cross. Liam Lindsay should have done better and got up to compete with the cross. Freddie Woodman should have done better with saving it. It was a complete mess defensively that first half. Ryan Ledson and Ben Whiteman were misplacing passes all over the place. We weren't thinking about where to place the pass. We were just rushing it and just passing it nowhere, basically, straight back to them. So we changed things up, brought on Bambo Diaby and McCann and Brady, changed the formation to a 4-4-2 from the 5-3-2. And went for a 4 at the back, 4-4-2 basically, the classic formation, and tightened up defensively, hit them on the counter attack, and it worked as well. That's really another thing is team selection right from the start. It wasn't good, which just it just shows the first half scoreline. Bambo Diaby probably should have started. I don't think Liam Delap should have started as well. You didn't have to play with two strikers. We could have just put on an extra midfielder in there and gone for like a 5-4-1 instead of two forwards up there. It would have been better. But the positive from this is Ali McCann made his return, and he was excellent when he did come on as well. So that's a massive improvement because he was supposed to be out until the end of the season. He's back way sooner than expected. So very good for him and the club as well. And then we go in at half-time 3-0 down. And then we come out fighting again, and this time it's Swansea that are making all the defensive errors, and we get one back through Tom Cannon straight away. Troy Parrott with a really nice goal chip over the goalkeeper from. Goalkeeper had come out quite a long way to close down the ball, and he had to take his shot quite quickly. And then all of a sudden it's 3-2 and the game's back on, and we're building momentum. They're making loads of mistakes at the back, and then we're through on goal again. And this is what I'm gonna come on to now. Really, I'm gonna just say my point of it. Obviously, both sides are going to defend their team, and I'm gonna also try and look at it from a neutral point of view as well. So we're through on goal. We're about to equalise. We've got a very good chance of equalising. And all of a sudden, Joe Allen, who has been substituted by this time, suddenly is back in the technical area, waving his arms around, screeching, which he shouldn't be. You're substituted, you either sit on the bench or you go down the tunnel. The only time you're allowed to go back in the technical area is after full time. So he's come out of the bench and is in the technical area. Not only is he just in the technical area, he's in our technical area. And this is what I don't get, how Swansea fans can defend this, because they say apparently it's our manager that attacked him. But then all of a sudden this fight breaks out. The referee has to stop the game. We had a really good opportunity, and then the game's paused for 10 minutes. So my take of that is that Swansea were really scared of conceding a late equaliser. I've never seen such dirty tactics before. In a game of football, I've seen really bad slide tackles on the pitch, but never something happening off the pitch to get the game stopped. Just because you're scared of conceding late on, because what that does, I know Swansea fans can say, well, the time that was wasted during the big fight will just be added on at the end, but it doesn't work like that because we had the momentum. Swansea were making lots of defensive errors. And what it does, it just kills our momentum, and it gives Swansea time to regroup and, work out the mistakes that they're making and improve just for the final 10 minutes. It gives them time to have a little break and refresh and go again just for the final 10 minutes. So it was really annoying. Joe Allen, there was no need for him to be in the technical area and also to be in our technical area as well. Yes, he got his punishment, he got his red card. Ryan Lowe, our manager, also picked up a red card for being involved in the fight, and that's fair. I agree. Both managers can. I suppose both managers should have got a red card. We'll come on to Russell Martin in a minute, the Swansea manager, but yeah, I agree. Both of them should have got a red card, but it was just dirty tactics by Swansea to go over to start a fight. It's just disgusting. Obviously, the neutral point of it is that there was a Swansea player down on the floor, and the Swansea bench got a bit mad that the referee didn't stop the game for the foul. Number one, it wasn't a foul. Alvaro Fernandez, who was excellent, by the way, as well, all game, especially in that second half. We had a few limited good players out there. Cannon was great, as usual. Parrott, the substitute who came on, was really good. And then Alvaro, Daniel Johnson was good. And Bambo Diaby when he came on as well. And I suppose maybe Ali McCann when he came on as well. We had a lot of players starting that really didn't do well. The first half was terrible, but the second half was much improved, and some great changes by Lowe and good substitutions. But yeah, Alvaro wins the ball off the Swansea man. He's upset that he's lost the ball, so he throws himself to the floor. They were doing that loads of games. I know you could say that either team can do that, but it's just the way it is. But let's not forget that Swansea are trying to get the game stopped here because we are on the attack, and for no reason, absolutely no reason, just because they are just because they're scared of conceding a late goal. So he throws himself on the floor there. Referee doesn't give a foul, rightly so. He then gets a bit mad that he's not got a foul, so he starts holding his head. We all know in football, if there's a head injury, the game has to be stopped. But a load of players have learnt this and are now using it as a tactic whenever they go down. Even if they are injured, but it's a leg injury, they go down holding their head. It definitely wasn't a foul, definitely wasn't a head injury, and then them lot on the bench have just got themselves worked up for no reason, thinking that it should be stopped for a head injury. So they make sure that the game gets stopped themselves by running into our technical area, making a massive nuisance. Probably what Ryan Lowe did was he probably told him to calm down and then just pushed him away, just get back in your area, you've already been substituted kind of thing, because I really can't imagine Ryan Lowe, as they described him, punching him, and he was the one that apparently started it all off, even though Joe Allen's come rushing all the way out into our technical area. And then basically then Joe Allen starts pushing him back, and then it all kicks off and everyone is suddenly involved. 10 minutes later, everything settles down, and when all the bodies have moved away, who's there? Just stood there. Russell Martin, the Swansea manager, just stood there with a massive smirk on his face. Again, it's not an offence for doing that. You don't need to get a red card, but it winds the opposition up. If you were to retaliate to that massive smirk, that you just want to wipe it off his face, you're going to be the one that gets sent off, not him. It was horrible. After the game, Swansea, the Swansea manager did their interview after the game. We didn't. I'll come on to that in just a second. But basically, he blamed us. I mean, which is natural. It's going to happen. We're going to blame him. But we've got to have a look at it from a neutral point of view. I know, obviously, you're going to defend your team. But it really was no need for Swansea City and Joe Allen especially for what happened. Just because the referee didn't give you a foul, Preston were on the attack, so you're suddenly scared that you're going to concede and muck up a 3-0 goal lead. So yeah, you have to do that. Obviously, Swansea do go and get their fourth late on, but who really cares about that? The game's already over. I already said momentum's gone for us. So game's already over at the 80th minute. The stop just really didn't work in our favour, which was the plan all along for Swansea, really. But yeah, we didn't. Our manager didn't do an interview after the game, which again some fans got wound up about. But I agree with that because there was a lot of angry moments. If someone came out in an interview afterwards, something would have been said along the lines of what have said as well, for reasons that I can't say because obviously they will be inappropriate for YouTube, but the exact same, if that comes out on iFollow, then they're going to get slated by absolutely every fan in the league and say, oh, Ryan Lowe said this, Freddie Woodman said this. For fans that wanted an interview, if you wanted an interview about the fight, then obviously wait until everything cools down and then we can say our side of the story as well. Just because they uploaded their interview first doesn't mean that everyone has to go and believe their story. If you want it of a footballing side, well, we pretty much already know what Ryan Lowe would say. It's what I've said. For me, it's best that there was no interview after the game from any of our coaches or manager or players. But an entertaining game. Of course, there were 6 goalers in the game, but still not as entertaining as the massive incident that happened in the 80th minute. Okay, we can quickly have a talk about the playoffs now. We are still 2 points off the playoffs. With 3 games left to go, we are in 11th place, and that's really the problem. I don't think we're going to get it anymore. We had to really win this game, or at least pick up a point from this game if we had any chances. I know we're still 2 points off. That's less than 1 win away. But when you have the likes of Norwich City, Sunderland, West Brom, Blackburn, Coventry City, they're all above you. They're all the exact same 2 points or 1 point off the playoffs. They're all going to be saying the same thing. So it really could be anyone's game, but it's not looking likely that it is going to be us, really. So it's a shame, but the Championship's great. You get stuff like this, and hopefully, soon we're going to get something that goes our way. It's frustrating, but that's what it is. Anyway, that is it for my match reaction. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already.